Shalom, salam, hello. I am Rabbi Tzvi Bar David, and in less than 5 minutes, I want to intrigue you into a class that I'm going to teach on the Hebrew verbal root, the Shoresh, what it is, and why you should care deeply. But first, a story. Before COVID, my wife Ilana and I sang and drummed and performed in the Stanford University Middle Eastern Ensemble in Arabic, Hebrew, Aramaic, all Semitic languages, as well as Turkish, Farsi, and Armenian. At one particular rehearsal, I was sharing a music stand with Amr, an EECS undergrad from Saudi Arabia, and we were learning to sing a poem by Khalil Gibran. My Hebrew is pretty good, my Arabic, not hardly, but I can slowly sound out a vocalized text in Arabic. And I saw a word in the poem, and it's pronounced something like it hamemat. And as I phonetically sounded it out, it hamemat, I said to myself, gee, that sounds almost like a Hebrew verb, it hamema, it hamema, which means it became warm. So I turned to Amr and said, Amr, does this verb in the Arabic mean it became warm? Well, Amr knew that my Arabic was pretty basic, and he said, yes, it does mean that. And it is a pretty complicated and poetic form. I wouldn't expect you to know it. How do you know what it means? Well, I chuckled and replied to Amr, oh, Amr, I cheat. I know Hebrew. Amr just about rolled off his chair with laughter, and when he stopped laughing, he said to me, I guess I have to learn Hebrew. And so do you. So what's my pitch? Almost all words in the Hebrew language, verbs, nouns, adjectives, even adverbs, are generated from a collection of three consonant roots, shorashim. And the root has a basic meaning that colors the meaning of all the words generated and derived from it. So, just as an example, let's take apart the verb that we're working with from the story with Amr, the verb ithamema in Hebrew. So, first of all, if we look at the HIT, the hit, at the beginning of the word, that prefix tells us that one, it's a verb, and it's likely to be in the past tense, and it is reflexive or becommative, a word on becommative. That's my fanciful term for what the formal grammarians call medio passive. An adjective or stative verb in Hebrew says something like it is hot. In contrast, a becommative says something like it has become hot. It's not hot yet, but it's getting there. The at the end of the word, the the at the end of the word, tells us that the subject of the verb is feminine singular in the third person. If we pry off the two above pieces, the hit and the we basically have the root, chet, mem, mem, ha, which requires a little bit of special treatment because it is a root in which the second and third root letters are the same, the M sound, mem. It sometimes happens that you can throw away the third root letter in such a root, they're called kfulim or doubles, and get a perfectly acceptable word. In this case, the adjective ham, chet mem, which means it is warm or it is hot. So now we know what the root het mem mem means. It means warm or hot. So if we put it all back together, we recompose the pieces, it hamema likely means it, okay, she, became warm. And that's how I knew what the Arabic meant. Now, there are 7 or more conjugations of the root as a verb with subtly or not so subtly different meanings. And each of these conjugations are called constructs. Binyanim has an associated noun of the verb, the gerund, and an associated participle denoting the agent or doer of the action. So, two things, a noun and an adjective. In the case of our verb, ithamema, which is in the conjugation or binyan hitpa'el, the reflexive becommative binyan, things look like this. The noun of the verb is ithamemut with a ut ending, and that means it's a noun that means the act or process of becoming warm. The agent or the doer of the verb is mithamem in the masculine singular or mithamemet in the feminine singular, and it points to the thing or the person which or who is becoming warm. So let me wrap up and summarize. So there's a whole lot more to say about the Shoresh Het Mem Mem, but not enough time in a 5-minute or 6-minute YouTube clip to do it. For that, you would have to take the course, which hopefully I have succeeded in intriguing you into doing. Just email me at tzvi.bardavid@gmail.com for details and registration. So before I let you go, who do I think would really benefit from this course? Who am I looking for to take the course? Well, language nerds who think that grammar is just one of the most wonderful things in the universe. And Hebrew grammar is truly compact and fairly regular, just perfect for language nerds, for grammar nerds. Students in rabbinical school, could be cantors, could be chaplains, as well as rabbis, looking for a way to unify, a unifying theme for the entire Hebrew language. Well, that's simple. It's the grammar. And Hebrew school teachers, and perhaps others. So, until then, lehitraot, and see you in class.